Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing. As you know, because I keep yapping on about it, over the last few years I have gone from overconsumer and impulse shopper to someone who is very intentional and conscious about the purchases she makes. However, I am only human, and so today I want to share some of the impulse purchases I've made that I regret the most so that we can laugh and potentially cry over some of the choices I have made. And you know what? We're going to use it as a learning opportunity because each one of these purchases taught me a valuable lesson that has helped it become easier for me to avoid impulse shopping as I move forward. So let's do it. So starting off strong with this Zara dress that I bought about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, still has the tag on. Okay, a little backstory on this. I did my first no buy year in 2020, and then in 2021 and 2022 I did low buy years, and during those 3 years I did no clothes shopping. Well, technically that is a lie, but I only bought clothes that were 100% necessary from a very practical standpoint. So for example, the first winter that I moved back to the UK, I bought myself a winter coat because I didn't have one and it was really freaking cold. I bought a black cardigan at one point because I was going to a funeral and I didn't have one. I probably replaced a pair of jeans at some point in those 3 years when my old ones wore out. But I wasn't shopping for fun. I wasn't shopping for fashion. I just shopped out of necessity for 3 whole years. And then in 2023, I did a big wardrobe declutter. And I said to myself, do you know what? I'm going to go on a little shopping spree and I'm going to freshen up my wardrobe for the first time in like 3 years. And you know what's funny? I made a little haul video back then showing all of the stuff that I bought, and I watched it this morning and I still regularly wear everything that I bought in that haul, other than one dress I bought from the charity shop that was too long that I sold on Vinted, and this. Now, I personally love this dress. I think it's adorable. The problem is I bought it because I liked it. I didn't buy it because I had a need for it or because I knew there would be plenty of opportunities for me to wear it. And so I haven't worn it. So I'm extremely careful now when it comes to buying new clothes, and I buy from a practical standpoint instead of just buying whatever I like the look of. I actually keep a little list on my phone of things that I would benefit from having in my wardrobe. So like for example, last autumn I realized I didn't have enough warm jumpers, so I put that on my list, and whenever I saw a warm jumper that I liked, I'm like, hey, I know I will wear you. Similarly, last summer I realized that I was wearing my Hollister playsuit over and over and over again. Like, girl, wear something else. So this summer I'm gonna buy a couple more playsuits because I know I get a lot of use out of those. And I'm not a minimalist. I'm not trying to have the bare minimum. I'm not trying to have the smallest closet I can possibly have, but I'm absolutely done buying clothes that serve no purpose for me and that are never going to get worn and that are just going to hang in my wardrobe with the tag on, because that is simply a waste of money. This next impulse purchase happened quite recently, and you know what? As I reached out my hand to grab this in the shop, I heard a voice in the back of my head. This seems like a stupid purchase. And that voice was in fact correct. This is one of those cooling gel masks that you put in the fridge. It's full of little gel beads, and then you put it on your face and it's meant to depuff you and make you feel more awake. I got it from Primark recently, and I went in looking for a version of this that was just an eye mask because I'd had one of those in the past. I used it a lot and I enjoyed it, and then something weird happened in my brain and I saw the full face one and I thought, hey, if having cool eyes is good, having a whole cool face must be better. I've used this once. It doesn't fit my face properly. It's heavy. The eye slits are too small. I can't walk around with it because it keeps falling off my face. It is pointless. It is pointless tat that I've inflicted upon myself. And you know what? This has taught me to stick to the plan. If I'm walking into a shop to buy something, I need to put my blinkers on. Don't let your head get turned. If you know you like a certain product and you are going into the shop to buy that product, don't then suddenly buy something else that's random just because it's there. Stick to the plan. If you know you like something, if you're trying to buy something, buy that thing. Don't buy this thing. Some of you out there are going to relate to this next one because it is a problem, and I think it is a problem that many people have faced. Craft supplies. So many craft supplies. Fun fact, I recently learned that I need to go and get an ADHD assessment because after a lifetime of anxiety and struggling with basic life skills, it turns out it could have just been ADHD all along. And as a side note, when I first received this information and was told that I needed to go and consult a specialist, I was like, couldn't be me. ADHD who? Me? No, you're wrong. And actually, on reflection, it is in fact glaringly obvious that that is what is going on. Where is my coffee cup? I can't. I do think that I thrive in the chaos. So 680 plus, I don't know, I feel cute, but I gotta go. Like, how did it take 33 years, 3 therapists, 2 psychiatrists, and several mental breakdowns for us to come to this conclusion? Anyway, all this to say that I bounce from one obsession to the next, and I have done my whole life. And with that, I've invested in an array of hobbies, and especially crafts. And look, I love crafts, and to an extent that is a really great investment for me because it's something I enjoy, it is something that really helps with my mental health, and so I don't feel bad about going out and buying craft supplies. To an extent. The problem crept in when I would go all in and invest on buying all of the tools and materials I needed for a brand new craft that I then never followed through on. Macrame, earring making, oh, pottery, that was there for a moment. Candle making, I thought I was going to be like the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. I thought that was the life that was calling me. And I've learned 2 really important lessons here. Number 1, just because something looks cool doesn't mean that I need to do it. I don't need to do all the things that there are in life that are available to us as humans. And number 2, if I do decide to try something and give it a go, I can just give it a go. I don't need to buy all of the tools and materials. I don't need to stock up as if this is my new profession in life. I can just have a little try, and then if I don't like it, I haven't committed. And you know what? I have grown. I have changed, because I kid you not, 3 weeks ago I saw a girl on TikTok with a loom and a spinning wheel, and in my head I heard that voice. It was like, oh my gosh, that needs to be my life. I need to make my own yarn. Call me Rumpelstiltskin baby, I need a spinning wheel. And I am proud and pleased to tell you that I did not in fact buy myself a spinning wheel. I talked myself out of that one, and that is what we call progress. Next thing I regret buying is this freaking Rimmel lipstick. It's the Lasting Finish lipstick in 560 Crimson Desire. Now, I knew I wanted a new berry lipstick. It was something I'd been thinking about for a while, and then one day I was in Superdrug, I saw this, and I bought it. Now, in a sense, it wasn't an impulse purchase because I knew I wanted a berry lipstick. It had been on my list of things that I wanted for about 2 months at that point. But the reason I regret buying this lipstick is because I just didn't do my research. And it turns out this lipstick sucks. Now, the colour is great. It is the perfect shade that I had been envisioning, and it looks beautiful on. The problem is it doesn't stay on. The formula sucks. It is not long lasting. It goes on patchy, it bleeds, it's not good. And whenever you buy a new cosmetics product, there is a risk that you're not going to like it, not least because different people have different preferences, different people have different faces, and what works for you might not work for me. So even if I get a recommendation or I read a good review, there is a risk that I still might hate it. But doing your research, looking at reviews, looking at swatches, watching videos of people wearing this stuff on their faces, at least it will reduce the likelihood of you buying something that you don't like. I just grabbed this one because it was the first one I saw, and I regret doing that, and I will not be making purchases in that way again. Oh, and also the reason I still have this, because I did declutter it back when I did my cosmetics inventory, is because my niece wants it and I keep forgetting to give it to her. Finally, and I feel like this is the most ridiculous one of all, because at least the others, there was thought there. Lipstick, yeah, I wear it. Clothes, yeah, wear those. Weird gel face masks, not so much, but there was a certain amount of thought that went into that. This was just stupid. So this is one of those little boards where you have the little plastic letters and then you can stick them in the board and spell out words. No one needs this. It's such a pointless thing to own. There was some thought to this, a small amount of thought, but it was there. I had this idea, this creative concept that I would get one of these and use it to make the photos for my blog posts, and then I never did do that ever. All of the letters are still attached to the little plastic thing because they were really hard to remove, and I gave up. It just wasn't worth it to me. You know what? I'd rather just pay for stock images for my blog posts rather than faffing around with this and doing it myself. And that truly was an example of seeing something online and thinking, oh my gosh, I need that. That solves a problem for me. But was the problem that big? Was the problem that urgent? Was there not another way to solve that problem without buying arguably another problem? Because now this is something that, you know, you just store and you just have, and you've just paid money for it, and it's not something that you're going to be using every day. It's not something that has multiple functions that you can use for lots of different things. It's so niche and it's so specific, and there's so little that you can do with it. And like I said, instead of buying this, or in my case as well as buying this, I could just use stock images. So the lesson there is really to stop and think. A lot of times in marketing, you'll be sold a problem. You'll be told, this is going to fix a problem that you have. And your initial response is, oh my gosh, yeah, that's a genius idea. I saw one today on TikTok. It was a spoon that is a weighing scale, so that when you measure out your cereal in the morning, you can do it on the spoon. And initially you think, ah, that's going to make weighing cereal so easy. Weighing cereal is not hard. If you must weigh cereal, put it on a normal weighing scale that you can use for all things, as opposed to having a specific weighing scale spoon that you just use for cereal. I guess you could also use it for pasta, but like, do you see what I mean? We're constantly being sold like, oh, look at the way that you could use this. Look why this is useful to you in your life. The truth is, if you didn't know this thing existed until you saw the advert, you don't need it. You've been convinced that you have a problem that they have the answer to. It can be really difficult to resist impulse shopping, what with the sales that make us think like we're having the bargain of the century, the signs that say, last chance to buy, this is an emergency, and the never-ending stream of influencer content telling us to run out and buy this week's must-have item. But the best advice I can give you if you're trying to buy less, save more, and be a more conscious consumer is just slow down. Walk away from the shop. Think about the product you were about to buy for, say, 2-3 days. If you still feel like it's worth driving back to the shop to buy, then hey, maybe you do really need it or want it. Don't press buy now. Leave things in your shopping basket for a week and then go back and assess, do I still really want this? Keep a list of items that you actually know you want to buy and will get use out of, so that when those things go on sale, you can buy them and know that that was an intentional purchase. And if you slip up along the way, you're in good company, because girl, me too. Don't forget that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.